Help me. Not sure where you got that from. Hi guys, and welcome to Feed Your Social Media Monster. My name's Richard Willett. I'm the Media Content Manager for Success4.com. Now in this series we're going to teach you how to come up with creative and innovative ways to feed your social media monster through audio and video productions so you can grow your audience, increase your client base and grow your business. Now the first thing you're going to need is kit. Now what do you need? You certainly don't need to spend as much money as you think you do. So the first thing you're going to need is a nice camera. Now anything that shoots in 1080p would be fantastic. In HD 1080p, I shoot in MP4 on a Sony A57. So that's fantastic. You can get a couple of really nice old lenses for it. Looks beautiful, especially outside when you're doing documentary. For inside, you're definitely going to need some lighting, some extra lighting. Now, it's not as expensive as you think. I've got a couple of lights here. The great thing about these two is that it's got 5 bulbs in it, but you can turn on each individual bulb, thus creating a depth within the shot. So you've got your main light at the front, and you've got your side light, and your side light adds some shape to it. So you really do need some nice lighting. Your indoor lighting will look very yellow or very orangey. Your outdoor lighting will look blue. And that's just the natural way that these two types of light work. So some really nice white lighting would really help you and help the crispness of the shot. So these were about £100 for the pair, so you don't need to spend a hell of a lot on the lighting. Just get a couple of nice lights. These are a little bit better than probably that you do actually need. You could probably start off with a couple of nice lights with 2 bulbs in that just stay as they are, but I like these ones because you can switch the bulbs in between them. And the other thing you're going to need is a nice microphone. Now on a DSLR the sound isn't usually very good. You can hear all the sound of the room, you can hear the clock ticking in the background, you can hear the dog barking next door, you can hear all sorts because they're not a directional mic. So that means it's getting audio from around the back, around the sides, above and below. So you need a nice directional mic. Now I've got a Rode mic on the top of this camera here, plugged straight into the camera. It's a fantastic microphone. It cost about £100 when I first bought it. I've used this microphone for these sort of video interviews. I've used it out and about doing documentaries on the road, and it's always been a fantastic microphone. It's got a windshield on it, which is really helpful if you're filming outdoors. So I'd recommend getting an external microphone to clip on top of your DSLR to make that sound a little bit better. The problem with recording on a phone, now most people will say, well, why can't I record on my phone? It's got HD, it's 1080p, some of them are even 4K. Well, the video quality looks fantastic usually, but there's a couple of things that you can't necessarily do on a phone. One, it doesn't add great depth of field, so everything will possibly be in focus, so you don't get any depth of field and you don't get that nice feeling of popping out of the shot that you get if you've got a nice lens on a DSLR camera. Some camera phones do have depth of field, admittedly. My camera phone actually does, but it's not great, and it constantly goes out of focus, to be honest. The other thing, the drawback with a camera phone is the sound. The sound quality is usually quite awful, especially if you're out and about, the wind on you and holding it with your hands, it's shaking about. I wouldn't recommend you film anything other than lives with your camera phone. A Facebook Live is fine, it's fantastic. A Periscope on Twitter is fantastic. You can do all of these things with a camera phone. That's not a problem. But I would suggest you get a DSLR camera or a really nice video camera to do your stuff like this, your YouTube videos, your promo videos. So invest a little bit of money in a nice camera and a nice microphone. So once you've got your light set up, you've got your camera and you've got your nice microphone, you're ready to go. But what you really need is a nice setting. Now this is going to depend on what sort of film work you want to do, what sort of genre you're in, what sort of industry your business is in. So for an example, we did some filming with some guys in the fashion industry, so we'd have clothes in the background, books and fashion in the foreground. It was a very sit down place. Some future videos we'd like to do, you would definitely be in a boutique, be in a clothes shop. You want to surround yourself in an environment that speaks of what you do. So make sure you can find an environment. I just wanted a very relaxed environment for these videos, but when we do other types of videos for Success4.com, we change the environment. We might have more of a studio look. So be careful about picking what you have in your environment. It really depends on what you want. Like Gary Vee will have a lot of bric-a-brac in the background, and that sort of gives the impression that they're very much on the fly, they're very creative, they like small things and they move them around a lot. So he's quite clever in that he puts a lot of sort of bric-a-brac in the background. But so have a look at your industry. Have a look at films that are set in that style. You might be in the fashion industry, but you might be in 50s fashion, you might like that vintage look. Now that can come across to your settings, the props that you have. One really good idea and a concept to do is to take a sort of 20 quid out of the bank and go to second-hand shops and see what you can find. It's great fun, and also you can get some really cool stuff that you can put in the shots. So be aware of your environment, and be aware of the lighting, and be aware of the camera and the audio. And once you've got them down, you are physically ready to film. But in the next episode, what do you film? And what can you get across, and how do you do it? So join us for the next episode. Please remember to subscribe to Success 4's YouTube page, and I will see you in the next episode of Feed Your Social Media Monster. Remember to comment below this video. I would love to hear from you, any feedback on this. I would love to hear any of the questions that you have, and hopefully I can help you. Head over to success4.com. Remember to subscribe, and I shall see you every Monday and every Friday to Feed Your Social Media Monster.